know, like, what are some, like, what was, like, the most heated exchange you might have had with, like, a rapper or something where, like, they're telling you, bro, like, you're exposing me or something? Has that ever gone down? Like,
Yeah, broad day.
Broad day. Swear down.
Broad day, man. Crazy. Had a crazy interaction with him. Shout out to Broad Day, man. It's all good. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as I know, it's all good, but who knows what the situation is with Broad Day right now, man. Shit's crazy. But no, I had a little situation where I went back and forth with him, and you know, basically, like, I was doing the Active Gang video, and at the time I was a bit more loose with it, and I was on Instagram being like, yeah, Active Gang video coming soon. Someone sent it to him, and he's like, Active Gang video, yeah. And so he's hit me up, and I'm thinking I'm thinking it's like friendly. I'm gassed. I'm like, Broad Day's hit me up. Lit. Broad Day wants to chat. And then like he calls me on Instagram, and he's just like, yeah, what's going on with this video then? Are you talking about me? And I'm like, yeah. And then he's like, what are you saying about me? Anyway, we go back and forth, and it's just kind of like, bro, I don't want you chatting about me at all. And I'm like, bro, I can't. Bro, if I'm going to do a video about Camden, I don't chat about Broad Day, it ain't going to make sense, bro. You're one of the biggest guys from around there. And he's just like, yeah, depends what you're saying. So anyway, we had a little back and forth, and it was kind of like, I got the impression there was a couple things maybe he didn't want to talk about. And so it was just kind of a bit tense. And then basically I took a couple of things out. He didn't ask me. He didn't say take this out of the video or anything. But I basically went back and looked at the video and was just like, look, is like how much of this video is even about Broad Day? This is about Suspect and maybe a few of the things that the crews have had beef with each other over the years. And there was a couple of things where I just felt like, oh, there ain't even need for me to chat about this. Like I'm just chatting for no reason, getting deep into some Broad Day history that's not even relevant. So I kind of like trimmed down his section, partly based on the pressure that was applied to me on that phone call. But it wasn't like, take this out. It was more just like, bro, like I'm trying to be low key right now. And so I basically was just like, look, I'm basically just going to talk about you less. Don't even really, the video is 4 hours, 12 minutes long anyway. So I was like, bro, I don't need to be talking about you like that. But at the same time, if I don't mention you, people are going to say, I don't know what I'm talking about. Because you can't talk about, and this is respect. You can't talk about Camden without talking about Broad Day. He's one of the popping rappers that have come out of there in this era. So, you know, that was cool. Kind of squashed it. And then, funnily enough, I did actually bump into Broad Day and do a little interview with him that did not come out. So we're going to see, hopefully.
So you bucked him in LA?
Slightly. But I don't know what's going on. I ain't heard from him in a long time. So I've got the interview, but I'm like...
Well, when was it recorded?
What month is it now?
It's May. Late May.
End of last year.
End of last year.
Not in the past month.
It's from what I've heard, he was trying to show people how he's living out there, innit?
He was living good out there for sure.
Yeah.
He was definitely living good. He was living good, living better than me for sure. Living nicely. He's probably living nicer now. I don't know.
Off camera, bro. You know them.
He's already living good.
So he's going to live even better, bro.
Yeah, shining, man. Like, protect, shining, bust down, like, just looking fresh, bro. You know what it is? Obviously, I'd heard a lot of stories about him. I was quite scared of him, especially because we had a back and forth, but then we kind of squashed it, and then it was like, trying to do an interview. You know what I mean? So it was cool to meet him. He was actually a cool guy. We had dinner. We had loads of conversation just about the scene. Like, became pretty tight. Like, I'd say we became friendly. Got the interview done, and then he disappeared. I never heard from him. I don't know if he's changed his number or something. And then obviously I hear the crazy news that's been going on. But you know, I mentioned it in a video just on my second channel like a few weeks back when all this news was going on. Just put it out there that like, yo man, like it's crazy. I did an interview with Broad Day. It never came out, and then this has happened. Like, can't believe it. But hopefully it all gets resolved and he comes back to the scene. Because forget all the madness, I love Broad Day's music, bro. He's one of the coldest rappers in the UK. The flow, the beats he picks, crazy. And like, you know, his wordplay, like that tune that he did with Morrison, like he's just hard. Some of his little quotables, you know what I mean? Somalian fella, like it's hard. Like, you know what I mean? Love me a white bird. Yeah, come on, man. So many quotables. Broad Day is hard.
Yeah, he's hard.
Even like, you know, it's plugged in and like just, he's one of those rappers. There's not that much of his music out there, but it's almost like the hit rate is so high. Nearly all of the tunes are bangers. Crazy. I swear, even like, you know what I mean? We did an interview, we got a couple of people on the phone, a couple of Active Gang members that you wouldn't hear from, you don't really hear from too much.
Oh my
so it's
God.
a mad interview. Hopefully it drops, but I wouldn't drop it without his blessing. But shout out to Broad Day, man. But yeah, definitely living good.
How's Whack 100 and them, man? I swear he was getting onto you in one interview.
Yeah, he was overly getting onto me. He got onto me in the interview, got onto me off camera, got onto me on my phone privately.
Oh my God.
Why, bro? What does he think he done?
Well, okay, so basically, I won't go too into it because I've told the story a few times in it, but basically, like, when the whole indictment, the Big U thing dropped, like, there's the bit in there about Wack getting pressed by Big U and them. And I sent that to Adam and Remo and a few other people. Not, obviously looking back, I look like a chatty patty, but at the time it was more just like, bro, have you seen the madness? Like, it wasn't just Wack. It was like, bro, have you seen this in the Rico? Have you seen that? Have you seen what they're saying about Wack? Just like, I'm reading it. Like, these are my boys. And like,
that's his bridging. And
I'm just like, bro, this is crazy. But then Adam like went into Wack was on the phone in an interview or something, and Wack just goes in and was like, yo, Trap Lil Ross just told me you was begging for your life at the Big U event. I never said that. I never said that. And so, obviously, the Rico has just dropped. And so the first Wack even hears that this is happening is Adam saying like, yo, Trap Lil Ross told me. So he was pissed. So then he pressed his peak. So then when we did the interview, like he basically pressured me. And then we just went back and forth afterwards, and we squashed it, and then we didn't squash it, and then I made a joke about him, and then he wasn't happy, and he was pissed again. But shout out to Wack. As I said, Wack's one of the most legendary people in this hip-hop media space in history. Like, he's been involved in so many legendary careers. Ray J, The Game, knocked out Stitches, like, you know, doing stuff with Ye, like, on a business level.
So he managed Blueface as well.
Blueface, Nick Cannon, all the stuff that he's been involved in is legendary. So to even get pressed by him is an honor.
But I was saying this to my boy the other day. He was talking about watching one of his videos, but I think he's one of the funniest people on the internet, bro.
Wack's hilarious.
He's up there,
so
bro.
funny,
like, bro. That guy will actually have you laughing, bro. He's fun. The way he's funny shit.
He's an entertainer, bro. He's more entertaining than most of these rappers, bro. Like that's how he's become such a legend of podcasting. Like whoever, I think. I'm pretty sure, like, obviously, Wack had done a bunch of media before, but, like, the way that No Jumper got the Adam and Wack show together and, you know, shout out Remo, I know that he played a big role in making that happen. I feel like it's just legendary as far as, like, Wack's been needing a show for years. So, like, him on No Jumper, I think, has been a legendary era. And I think Wack, the entertainer, like, Wack's helped so many other people with their career, but seeing him in this, like, main character era of his career is legendary. And I feel like he's just getting started. I feel like Wack is going to be like a legendary figure in the hip hop media landscape, like long term. And like, I feel like he's just getting started, even though that he's been through so many eras of his career. So shout out to him. I want no smoke with Wack. Right now we're good. we you know, we might be working on some things. We're trying to work some stuff out at the moment, and like we're just gonna see how it pans out. But yeah, that was stress.
Have you met Lena? Lena the vlog.
Yeah, Lena's cool, man. Lena's safe. Met Lena a bunch of times. Been out partying with Lena and Adam, a few people. She's super cool, super down to earth. I feel like a lot of people are like scared of porn stars, or they think they're gonna be horrible people, or like freaky in every aspect. But she's super wholesome.
I'll just be thinking, if I'm around a porn star, like, do I try and fuck? Well, nah. I don't know what state of mind to be in. You know what I mean?
Like that around most girls.
Around porn. That's true.
Not in a creepy way, but just almost like if you're a single bloke around a single girl, and it's sort of like, are we doing